myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Jeter ends his final game with a walk-off single.
Here's a drive to left. That one is long gone.
Look where we are. The opening week has come and gone. Oh, look where we are. The overreactions have just begun. We have waited so long for baseball to be back with us again. Well, look where we are. It's April and it's baseball time.
Welcome to the Long Gone Podcast. It's me, Michael, and with me, as always,
What up?
Steve Bart.
How's it going, man?
What's up, man?
Not a whole lot. It's we're at we had a couple days of spring here. Not gonna lie, I'm sweating my ass cheeks off in my house right now.
Peel off that cardigan.
Yeah, I might have to peel off the cardigan if I start feeling woozy here.
Yeah,
temps are in the 60s, but as we're recording this, we got severe weather about to come through, and it's going to plummet our temperatures about 20-25 degrees here. So we'll be back in the 40s by tomorrow.
And this spring,
pure Michigan, right?
Pure Michigan. Spring fucking sucks here right now because
it does.
I think I'm up in the UP. We're going to get hit with about a foot of snow.
Oh,
I think
God.
in a couple days. It's like it just doesn't want
to end, does it?
Fight back, spring. Like, quit being a pussy and fucking fight
get
back.
Off the mat. Yeah, get off the mat, you son of a bitch. Don't throw in the towel, all right?
Yeah, man. Freaking A, dude. But I don't know. We're in it. We're in it now.
We're in the
baseball's
MLB season. Back.
Baseball's back. It's been a weird kind of week.
It has been, hasn't it?
I mean, the Red Sox suck. The A's look like they're sucking.
The A's suck.
The Rangers are dope.
Rangers are dope. The Dodgers look like the Dodgers, although they finally had lost a game to Cleveland of all teams the other night here. But it's Braves look to be back, right? Like we talked about the prediction show.
Looking
Braves
good so
back.
far.
Yep, they're looking good. So
Skeens looks crazy. Like, did you see him get rocked in his first start?
Dude, you texted me that, and I was shocked. Is he getting back on the horse again? When's that son of a bitch slated to pitch again?
I think tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it? Yeah, he's got Bubba Chandler on Tuesday night here as we're recording. The reason I mentioned that is because he's on my fantasy team. So.
Hell yeah, rookie Bubba Chandler, great fantasy pick, by the way.
Yeah,
dope fucking baseball name as well.
Oh, it really is.
But
it's Cincinnati's 3-1. They're looking all right.
Yep.
Milwaukee is looking like they've already outscored their opponents by 18.
Right.
Christian Yelich looks to this is an overreaction week for us here. Christian Yelich looks to be back in MVP form, right? Pinch hit,
I'm glad
pinch hit home run.
Yes, I love the precursor overreaction. Yep. That's like we always have a theme in our show, and it's an overreaction. I mean, this is kind of an overreaction show. We do legit or bullshit later with some of the funny overreactions that we have. This opening week has been kind of interesting, but we take it with a grain of salt, right? I mean, some of your worst teams are sometimes end up being your best teams, and vice versa.
Sure.
I mean, it's just fucking happens, man. I mean, the Tigers looked amazing out of the gate the first couple games, right?
Yep.
Now they look like dog shit.
Now they look like we had the big hyped up. I stayed up late for last night's Monday night's game here against the Diamondbacks. West Coast game. I was like, Verlander's back. Guy picked up his cigarettes. He's back after 9 years, and he looks like he's been gone for 9 years. I'll say that. I mean, he got rocked a little bit there, and but he lasts like 2 2/3 innings or 3 innings. I don't know. It was like 3 2/3 or something.
Yeah, Hinch had to finally put him out of his fucking misery because that was
Yellered him.
Definitely old Yellered him. But I mean, he's kind of
one start.
I mean, it's not like you and I were talking before the show. It's not like we expect him to be this amazing pitcher, right? I mean,
no,
we hope we get a Kenny Rogers-esque performance, but we just need somebody capable of coming through once in a while.
Hey, Hey, he's already beat out Alex Cobb for our signing after last year. Alex Cobb didn't even sniff an MLB pitcher's mound. At least Verlander got out there and pitched. So
Fuck yeah! And you told me something I didn't even realize, that it's deferred money that Verlander's getting.
it is.
So this is a
So it's
win-win for
mostly
the Tigers.
mostly deferred money right here. So it's
Yeah.
not even breaking the bank right now.
Not at all.
It's future Chris Ilitch's problem right here to
Yeah.
pay Verlander. So yeah.
But I
Yeah,
will say,
so,
I mean, I guess I'll ask you, because this isn't in our legit or bullshit. I mean, if Verlander has a bad season, do you think he'll retire? I think he will.
yes,
I
I
see him
think
keep going if he has a bad season.
like you and I talked about, you were talking about before the show, this isn't like it's brand new here. The last 2 years have been pretty up and down for him,
Yeah.
outside of what he did in the last, 2 months of last season, it's been pretty much dog shit. I mean, the guy had 4 wins last year, right?
4 wins.
So I think if it's a third year of crap, I think he'll realize the writing's on the wall, go home, have regular sex with your hot wife, and and raise your family. Right.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, he already won in life. I mean,
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
money, stardom, Hall of Famer, hot
Yep.
wife.
Yep. Yeah, and just be
Kids.
waiting. You can sit with like Miguel Cabrera and wait for the call from Cooperstown in a few years.
Yeah,
first
or the
ballot,
WBC to be like a hitting or pitching coach. Be a
Yep,
pitching coach
there we
in
go.
Verlander's case.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I mean, he'll take it for sure. One thing I want to bring up real quick is this whole Tony Vitello. It's not really a situation, but he's an interesting manager. And Buster Posey knew who he was hiring. I
Yep.
like Tony Vitello, or Vitello. He's an Italian. Let's go.
Yeah.
But it's funny that it came out after the first couple games. Basically, Matt Chapman came out, Willie Adames.
God,
Are
they already turning on him?
They said, because in Tony Vitello's press conference interviews, he says he has to manage, the players and the way he's talked to them. And the way he described the players is like he's gonna have to like handhold them, things like that, get them right, blah blah blah. And people like Matt Chapman, Willie Adames came out and were like, he's kind of little brother treatment, giving us a little brother
It's
treatment.
the big leagues, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, hey, we're grown men, we don't need to be talked to like this. And then Vitello comes back and just totally walks it back the next day. He's like, listen, I got to learn to talk to players different. I got to do this. Like, because he was smart enough to know that you could quickly lose a locker room.
Yeah.
But I'm on I'm on
like
actually his side. I feel like these guys are millionaires, right? These guys are professional ball players.
Mhm.
Yes, they shouldn't have to be talked down to, but at the same time, I feel like that generation or this generation of ball players is kind of like any little thing, like don't disrespect me.
Soft as shit, right?
They're they're soft. A lot of them are soft. Not all of them, but a lot of them are soft and they don't want to be talked to a certain way. But at the same time, it's like Jim Leland, the way he used to talk to players, Tony La Russa, Tommy Lasorda, Earl Weaver.
Bobby Cox, yeah.
Just because you talk to a player a certain way doesn't mean you're talking down to them, right? I mean, that's their way of managing. And maybe Vitello, this is his way of managing. So I feel like let him be who he's going to be. I mean, I feel like it's important to have that camaraderie and you guys have this like be on the same page. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Where the players coming out kind of like kind of bad mouthing them, but it's also Vitello coming out and being like, well, I got to kind of like manage these guys and make sure that they're this way and that way. What are your thoughts on that whole situation?
I think it's a small sample. So I think big thing is, things like this, the players, at least for right now, need to have their managers back here. And if they have a problem with what he said there, they don't say it to the media. They go and talk to him about it first, keep all this stuff in house, because like you said, these generation of players seems like they are very soft and do not take criticism or so very well. And so then they'll take to the first people that'll listen to them, i.e. the media, and talk about their side. But I think, the players should have, Vitello's learning. He's coming, he's a collegiate manager, no MLB experience. He's used to managing college kids. He's not used to managing, grown ass men. I don't like what the players did there. I think they should have talked to him first before talking to the media and seeing it, kept this thing in house and getting on a comment playing that way instead of having it get blown up in everybody's eye and putting a glaring, a big glare on their clubhouse.
But yeah, if you're going like Lucky Rebel, I mean, Tony, I don't. I mean, the Giants are kind of a bottom feeder in the NL West, anyways. So I don't think like a lot of people are thinking they're going to be these big like buyers, big at the trade deadline. They're not going to be postseason favorites. I do think this is Buster Posey's guy, right? And Dontrelle Willis said something really interesting on Fox Sports on the Fox MLB when he talked about what Vitello said about how he has to kind of handholds, through him. This is like, and it kind of goes with what you said as well. I mean, he is used to managing kids, but at the same time, Buster Posey brought him on because of who he is, right? So you got to let him be who he is. I mean, and I think it was really dumb for the players to even come out and say anything, especially Matt Chapman coming out and say, well, we don't have to, be talked down to or whatever. I was like, well, that's something you keep in the clubhouse. Basically exactly what you said. But they have to they have to understand too, like they got to do their jobs. If they're not doing their jobs, they got to be held accountable.
Yep.
Right. And that's the only way you're going to turn the Giants around, because that's what Buster Posey came in to do, was turn this franchise around. So this is his guy. Right. So he's going to have to let this guy manage the way he wants to manage, which he is. But the players are going to have to understand that as well. And like you said, I mean, if there's a problem, it's almost breaking a rule. Like you take care of that in the clubhouse.
Unwritten rule.
Unwritten rule. And if Vitello says something that they didn't like, then take care of it at the clubhouse. Don't come out and say it like in front of the media.
Yeah. We'll do a closed door session in his office. Say, hey, I heard your comments. I just want to clarify our stance here, and then they have a nice conversation about it, and they work out their differences behind closed doors. They don't need to air out their dirty laundry in front of for everyone to see.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it just looked bad. Is this bad? It's bad professionalism all the way around, and I'm with Vitello on it. You don't talk down to men, but it's like I doubt he was talking down to them. His comments didn't seem like that at all. He was just holding them accountable.
Yep.
So
that's what you have to do as a manager. You got to hold people accountable. You can't let the clubhouse run the show. You're the manager. You're the leader. And looking at odds on Lucky Rebel here, it's the needle really hasn't moved after that. You got to remember the Giants played the Yankees.
Right.
The Yankees are right in the second best odds to win the World Series right now behind the Dodgers, and Giants are still middle of the pack there, so to speak, at a plus 5,000. So they're not down at the bottom. They're about where we expect them to be. Right in that middle ground right there. Right around there with Cincinnati, who's off to a 3-1 start. So
yeah,
take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt. And with that said, great opening day week. It was great. It was really good. We're into the second week. Baseball's full-fledged. Fantasy's going. I mean, this is what we've been wanting for months now. We're ready to go. But before this comes with overreactions. You and I talked about overreactions to begin the show. We're going to get in that. We're going to be playing some legit or bullshit. But let's first, what do you say we hear a message from our sponsor?
Let's do it. Whether you're a casual collector or a seasoned card enthusiast, the Penny Sleever is your one-stop shop for all your card protection needs. They carry everything from classic regular sleeves and versatile top loaders in multiple thicknesses, 35-point, 55-point, 75-point, 100-point, and beyond, to premium magnetic card holders and specially graded card sleeves perfect for PSA and SGC slabs. Need resealable bags, team bags, vintage sleeves, or colored top loaders? They have over 71 products in stock, all priced to help you build and protect your collection without breaking the bank. And now they're offering an exclusive promotion just for you. First-time buyers can get 10% off their entire order with promo code LONGGONE. Just visit thepennysleever.com and use that code at checkout. Don't let your valuable cards go unprotected. Shop the Penny Sleever today and see why collectors trust them with their most prized possessions. The Penny Sleever. Premium protection penny pinching prices. I don't know about you, Mike, but I've been buying a lot of product recently.
Yep.
We've had our breaks. We got another product break here coming up in the coming weeks here. My daughter and I broke an Easter egg of Topps 2026, which you'll be seeing on our channel here soon. But to get those sleeved up and ready, I trust my penny sleever and the products that they put out. Great people, affordable shipping, and affordable prices on everything there. And like I've said in past shows, anything $0 to $59 is a flat $7 shipping, and anything over $59, you get hog wild and you want to buy a bunch of stuff. It's free shipping though, so you can't go wrong with that. Just love these good people here over at Penny Sleever.
Yeah, they got great stuff, quality stuff. That's my biggest thing with them is this quality. I'm a big fan of quality. If their shit sucked, we wouldn't be a sponsor. So,
Right.
I mean, that's right. I love their magnetic holders. I love their silicone bumpers. You see behind me, I have their shit posted up.
So much. Yeah.
I mean, it's stuff for my cards, man. I mean, that's I'm not going to go with anybody else. So, penny pinching prices. I say it to myself all the fucking time.
What can I say? I write a good yarn, right?
I love it.
And I enunciate it with the best of us.
I love it. All right, man. You ready for some legit or bullshit? We have a lot of overreactions.
Oh, yeah. Is this the best? It's one of my favorite rounds of legit or bullshit, we're a week into the season, give or take. And it's time for those overreactions to start flinging out here. So let's get started.
Yes, sir. I'll ask the first one. We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
Let me know, Steve. Legit or bullshit?
Okay.
Mike Trout is back to being Mike Trout. This dude is hitting over 400. He has like 3 or 4 dingers. He's almost has 10 RBIs on the season. So glad he's making me look good because I drafted him once again.
Late
Steve,
pick.
legit or bullshit? Mike Trout is back, baby.
Man. And I hate to rain on your parade, but I'm gonna call bullshit. Mike Trout's been back. Mike Trout's been back before a few times, if you recall some of these other seasons where he's been off to those hot starts. And then do you know what happens then?
Yeah.
He puts too much into it and then gets injured and then is gone for 50, 60 games. And he sits there with this 286 average or so, 10 bombs or so, fantastic start to the year. You're on Lucky Rebel. You start seeing his name start creeping up in the MVP conversation. Then he injures himself like he always does, either picking a booger or trying to run down a ball. So I got to say bullshit on it. He's just, he hasn't proved it to me recently to say that the Trout of old is back. I still think he's out getting smokes and is not coming back to us.
Yeah, it's hard trusting him. It's hard. Okay.
My first one, all right, going on the Homer train here, going back to our prediction show. Kevin McGonigal is off to a hot start here. He had that 4-hit game in opening day. I think becoming the 6th position player since 1900 to get 4 more hits in his first career start in the major leagues. Not just that, he's drawing walks, getting on bases, scoring runs. Kevin McGonigal will win AL Rookie of the Year. Legit or bullshit?
Well, I know Lucky Rebel. It's Connor Griffin because people are waiting for Connor Griffin to come up from Pittsburgh, and McGonigal's right there. And then now, obviously, his odds are even better, especially after the hot starts. But you know what? I'm going to be a homer on this one because there's some good rookies out there. Woo! Sal Stewart, Chase Lauder. I mean, there's some good ones. I mean, Murakami's been fucking amazing. There's Benj. I mean, there's some good ones. I'm going to go legit on this one just because the Tigers seen something in McGonigal, and he got pulled up earlier than most people expected. Because remember, he was only drafted a couple years ago. But the way he took to it, I mean, remember when he played that, I think it was the Dominican team or the Cuban team where he hit that bomb, and he just looks like an everyday major leaguer, right? He looks the part, he acts the part, and the fact that you could play him at third, which not a lot of people seen, they thought, he'd be short, and then Javi will be center, and then Parker Mendels will be on the bench. And I still think that's the term plan.
Riding the pine.
But I think it's legit. I think when we're looking at AL Rookie of the Year for your legit or bullshit, I think it's legit. I think it's very legit. McGonigal could be that guy just because, I mean, he plays hard, he trains hard. I mean, everybody who's played with him be like, yeah, This is the real deal. So
Okay.
I think it's very likely he could win Rookie of the Year. I hope he does. Not saying he will. It's very hard to win it, but yeah, I think I'm going to go with legit on this one. Yeah.
Hey, if he does get a Rookie of the Year or somewhere up there, the Tigers get a compensatory first-round pick. Did you know that?
No, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Get the
that could be
fuck
one of the
outta
reasons
here.
why they brought him up. Yeah. So if he finishes, I think I don't know if it's top 3 or he wins it. It's something like that. The Tigers get a compensatory first-round pick to because of that. So how
Really?
about that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. I actually Googled before the start of the show, I Googled who has the most rookie of the years in Major League history, like which teams, and obviously the Dodgers are first, Yankees, but the
Right.
Tigers, man, they sit like middle of the pack. Like they're
Wow.
top 10 most rookie of the years in league history. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Good for them. All right.
Yeah, well, good for them. All right, Steve. Next legit or bullshit.
Okay.
Bo Bichette's having a tough time. Having a
Bright
real tough
lights
time
not
in
good for
Queens.
him.
Yeah. Big contract in the offseason. Toronto didn't want to re-sign him. So here we go. Bo Bichette will be a failed signing for the Mets in 2026. Legit or bullshit?
I think him losing those flowing locks that he has, because his hair's a lot shorter here. I think that could have something to do with it too. You know what? Call me an overreaction right here. I'm going to call legit on this one. All right.
Yep.
Bo Bichette, he had a fantastic fantastic year last year that parlayed it into a decent contract, but he had been kind of up and down. If we talk, listen to past shows for us, we were talking about he could have been a legit trade chip, because he wasn't performing up to Toronto standards, to try and get something back for him before his contract is up. And some people, you can either perform in New York or you can't, regardless if it's the Yankees or the Mets. And I mean, I know we're in a small sample size, but he's not performing to those New York standards. So you know what? I'm going to go legit on this.
Cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he's had the locks cut since last year.
Yeah, but still, they seem shorter.
They do. They do. It seems like he went for more of a clean cut look now. He's not this bum Canadian looking guy. So, that's makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, he has a lot of pressure on him for sure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, with all the money they ponied up for him, yeah. I mean, he better fucking perform. Hopefully, it's just like remember Juan Soto last year took a massive dump to start the year.
He started out really bad before he became
and then
an
he
all-star,
came into his own. So
I think that was a legit or bullshit for us too. Remember,
I think it was too.
Soto's sucking here.
But he turned it around. He probably listened to the show and was like, "Fuck those guys. I'm gonna turn this thing around."
Yeah, he probably did.
My second one here, as one of the first things you texted me is Paul Skeens took a massive crap in his opening day start. Didn't even get out of the first inning. I believe he pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up like 5 runs or so.
Yeah.
Again, we talk about overreactions here. Paul Skeens, coming off that Rookie of the Year, coming off the Cy Young, coming off sub-3 ERAs here. Paul Skeens will have an ERA of over 4 this year. Legit or bullshit?
I'm gonna cut right to it. I think it's bullshit. He's too good, right?
Yeah.
I think, I mean, he's feeling it. You got to feel for him. His, Livy Dune is his daughter, where his girlfriend is really famous. She's on the new Baywatch reboot.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yep.
So he's probably thinking, dude, she's getting carried. And every picture you see her on Instagram or on social media, she's like in the arms of some hulking dude who's like really good looking. So Paul Skeens is like, fuck, dude, this sucks. Like my girl's getting slammed while I'm sitting here getting slammed in the first. So.
Yep, totally.
But he's talented. He's talented as fuck. A lot of people are saying maybe it was bad that he played in the WBC. I think that's fucking stupid. No, that makes no sense. I just think it's just everybody. Nobody's perfect all the fucking time. Give the guy a little bit.
Skeens has to be though. All right.
Yeah. Skeens has to be perfect. I mean, everybody gets kicked in the nuts sometime, and this was his first kick in the nuts. So if it happens more, right, than a few times, it's like, okay, maybe something's not there. But over 4 ERA, I mean, this guy isn't fucking Chris Paddock, right? I mean,
right. Yeah. Oh God, Chris Paddock, corpse of Chris Paddock on that Tigers team last year.
I call bullshit, bro.
All right. Moving on here for me, my my third one up here. The Yankees are off to a scorching start. They finally lost last night to Seattle. I think it was a 2-1 win or a 2-1 loss or something like that. So they're off to a 3-1 start, outscoring their their opponents by 11 runs. They've only given up, I know it's a small sample size, but they've given up 3 runs all of this year. The New York Yankees will win over 100 games this season. Legit or bullshit?
That's a tough one, dude.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I'd say, boy, winning 100 games is tough. Do they have that? That's a tough
They
division.
snipped it last year, and they got over 90, so, but it's a tough division too.
I'm going to say legit. I'm just going to say it. Fuck it. I love the roster. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's perfect, but I think they have the prospects to back up that roster when players get hurt. I think Jason Dominguez will come into his own, but Spencer Jones, who's just hitting out of his fucking mind in the minors, he's going to be a day one starter next year.
Yep.
I love what this team's doing. Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm. It's good.
Stanton looks good.
Stanton looks good, but he's like Trout, right? I mean, he starts off good, maybe gives us a little bit, and then all of a sudden the strikeouts fucking blast up.
Tease.
And, and then his nipple hurts and he's out for fucking a month, So
True.
I'm gonna go legit for that though, just because Garrett Cole, he's coming back in about a month or so, and that will, he's going to be joining Max Fried. He's going to be with Luis Gil. He's going to be with some of these guys, right? Some of the guys that are really establishing themselves, that have established themselves in the rotation. So I think it's definitely legit, Steve. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Cool.
All right, Steve. Kind of going off what you were saying for the record, the Dodgers will break regular season wins record. Currently held by, you got the 1906 Cubs and the 01 Mariners with 116 wins. But the Dodgers will break it this year. Legit or bullshit?
And you were talking earlier just how hard it is to win 100 games and trying to win 116. I know the Dodgers are stacked. If you look on Lucky Rebel, they're odds-on favorites for the World Series. They're, World Series winners. They're at plus 210. The Yankees are second at plus 1,000. So essentially the Dodgers in the field. But to win 116, to break that record, 116 games, I think is a lot to put on them. So I'm going to call bullshit just because I think they're going to do something similar to what they did last season where they're just going to, they know they're going to make the playoffs. Doesn't matter where they play. They're going to coast through on autopilot in the regular season and then turn it up and kick everyone to the curb in the postseason. So I just can't see them shattering the regular season wins record, so I'm going to call bullshit on it.
Yeah, makes sense, dude. I can see that. I can see that.
Well, moving on, a team that's caught fire. They finally lost a game last night to the lowly Chicago White Sox. That's the Miami Marlins. They're off to a scorching start here. Granted, looks can be deceiving. They are at 3-1, but they have been outscored by 2 runs. Definitely not on our radar, but I saw a stat or something. They have like the 4th or 5th best record in Major League Baseball since the July or something of last season. So that was a little bit surprising, but the Miami Marlins will clinch a playoff spot this year. Legit or bullshit?
Right away, bullshit. I just
come on. You're sniffing that one out, aren't you?
Yeah, this is fugazi what they're doing. I still think they're a couple pieces away. Let's put it this way: Chris Paddock is in the rotation.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
I know he's taking strays in the show. But I like their bullpen. I'm actually a big fan of their bullpen. I love Anthony Bender. I love Pete Fairbanks. I believe that was a signing from Tampa Bay. Really good. I love a lot of these young guys. Augustin Ramirez, Xavier Edwards, Connor Norby, who we remember they got in a trade from the Orioles, Otto Lopez. Kyle Stowers was pretty legit last year. I had him on my team, but he's on the IL right now. And Owen Casey is really just doing amazing things right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have a good young roster. Is it good enough to make a postseason run or just to even make the postseason like you're asking? No, I think it's bullshit. I still think they're a few pieces away for sure.
Okay. Okay. I get that. Makes sense.
Okay. Royals will leave Kauffman Stadium and the news will come out this season. So right now they're on that teetering on the edge. Are they going to stay in Kauffman Stadium? Are they going to not? Remember, it seems like a lot of people are jumping ship in KC. You have have the Chiefs, right?
Yep.
Chiefs moved to the other side, to the
other side.
other side of the city. And right now, the Royals could be leaving a historic stadium. Do you think that's going to happen this season? Do you think it's going to happen in, I guess, a twofer? Is it going to come out this season that they're going to be leaving? Legit or bullshit?
Oh, I mean, I'm looking online. Their lease is up for Kauffman at the end January 2031.
Uh-huh.
And if you had to ask me right now, I'm gonna call bullshit. I think they're gonna stick around in Kauffman. I think they're gonna continue to renovate. It's a beautiful stadium, and I think Kansas City, seeing the Chiefs leave for Kansas, I think will freak out enough people in Kansas City to pony up the money either for I think their owner is looking at a downtown stadium or renovations to Kauffman to keep them at least in Kansas City. So I'm gonna call bullshit that they're not going to leave Kansas City at all, and B, I think they are going to stay in Kauffman Stadium. So I'm going to call bullshit. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Moving on, Chase DeLauder of the Cleveland Guardians has been off to a torrid start here. I don't know if anyone really saw that coming. Offense in Cleveland, it's outside of Jose Ramirez, is kind of always been hard to come by. But this guy's been on a tear to kick off the season. So my question to you is: Chase DeLauder will hit 30 bombs this season. Legit or bullshit?
I want to say legit to this so bad, just because it's like a new car smell, right? Everything's great with a new car, but I honestly think it's bullshit. I think he has the ability to hit 30 home run. I think he has 30 home run power. He has a 60 grade power, 60 grade hit tool, but I think he's seeing pitches really good right now. I think he's taking advantage of good pitches to him, and he's doing everything just about right. But as in any sport, once a team gets tape on a player, as in analytics, the pitchers pick up, okay, what's this guy's weak spots in the plate, right? I mean, what's his tendencies? So that's only going to last so long, and he's having a breakout time right now. To hit 30 bombs as a rookie, I mean, it can be done, right? I mean, Nick Kurtz, I think he was up there last year.
Did, yeah.
Junior Caminero did really good. He had some really good rookies, but Chase DeLauder is just not a guy on my radar hitting 30. I'm not saying he won't.
Yep.
But that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. So I'm going to, for now, I'm going to go bullshit on that, Steve.
Okay. No, I totally get that. That makes sense.
Automated balls and strikes, also known as ABS, will be a failure this year. Legit or bullshit?
And just cutting right to the
right to the chase.
Right to the chase. Yeah. Good. Oh, nice little play on words there. And I'm just going to cut to. I'm going to say that's bullshit. I don't think it's going to be a failure. It's a new system here. Obviously, there's going to be some learning curves and some clunks in it. Looking at some articles online, the overall balance of the ABS system during the opening weekend was about a 53.7% success rate. This indicates, the system is correcting a significant number of errors, but there's, still room for improvement there. So there's going to be some clunks along the way. It's going to be some learning curves along the way. I do like it. I saw, something interesting. It could potentially, I was watching the Tigers game last night, could potentially adjust how, players do things. Spencer Torkelson is a big thing he does. It's adjust his batting helmet after taking a pitch. And so that, cause he needs to tweak that a little bit, because that could potentially be interpreted as is he challenging the call? But it's a new system. There's going to be some flaws in it, but I don't think it's going to be a complete failure this year. So I'm calling bullshit.
Good call on that. Yeah, I never really thought about that. I could just know from the games I have watched, it's kind of irritating sometimes.
Yeah,
because it kind of ruins the flow a little bit.
Yeah,
and I'm glad they don't give teams more than a couple challenges.
Yeah, it's like two challenges, but I think you have the potential for 3. If you get the first one right, you maintain your 2 challenges.
Right. It's like football, right? With your challenges, it's like you burn it if you don't get it right, things like that. But I know in MLB The Show, I've been playing it. It's been pissing me off. I don't need this guy fucking challenging shit when I'm in a fucking roll.
Bitch.
On both sides of the ball. Oh, dude.
Oh, my God.
MLB The Show really took advantage of that, too.
Did they really?
Yeah, it's like, like I wait on a pitch, I'm at the plate, wait on a pitch, I'll send the catchers. I'm like, come on,
F you, turd.
Yeah, I'm flying through this game. Let's go.
Oh, jeez. Going back to your guy here, Mike Trout. We talked about him earlier in our legit or bullshit. He's actually one of the league leaders in walks right now in baseball. Since off that torrid start here, Mike Trout will draw over 100 walks this season. To put that in perspective, the last time he did that was in 2018. Is that legit or bullshit?
I want to say legit because we've been jerking the dude off, but I think it's bullshit. Just because you look at where his seasons have been, even when he did 130 games last year, he only had 87 walks, which is still a lot, right? I mean, really good. But he hasn't really, I think you just mentioned he hasn't had over 100 since what, 2019?
Yeah. Yep.
Or 18, 19. So,
18.
yeah, dude, to draw over 100, I mean, people like Rafael Devers, Junior Caminero, I think is going to get to that mark. You're going to get some power hitters at that mark. I would hope Judges, but I don't think people are taking him as seriously as they did in the past because he's not that feared hitter he once was. I mean, Ohtani, some of these guys, yes. Trout, no. So I think it's bullshit. Yeah.
I hear that. Okay.
Okay, the Nationals rebuild, going good. Have some good young guns. I'd love to see Dylan Cruz come up and be better, but boy, that's looking like a failed pick right now. But he's still young. But anyways, back on track. The Nationals.
I digress.
Yeah, but I digress. Nationals will clinch a playoff spot, Steve, this year. First time since 2019. Legit or bullshit?
That was when they won the World Series, wasn't it?
That's correct.
Man, they've been a turd fire since
20-year-old Juan Soto.
Jeez. Looking on Lucky Rebel at the NL odds right now, they have the Nationals as the second to last odds to win it all. The only team that's worse than them is the Colorado Rockies at a plus 35,000. So I'm going to just, it's a nice sample size so far, but it's a small one. I'm calling bullshit on it.
Okay.
I think they're making good strides. Love their young team, James Wood. A lot of like you said, Dylan Cruz. The guy needs to turn it up a little bit. I like the core. It's coming together nicely, but I don't think it's good enough yet to clinch that playoff spot for this season. So I'm going to go bullshit.
Okay.
So next for me, we talked just a smidgen here in the last one. Aaron Judge, not the best debut for him. I believe he's farting around under 200 right now for his average. It's a slow start for the Judge, including his first game where he had 4 strikeouts and an 0 for 5 performance against the Giants. It's a guy coming off multiple MVPs in the last recent years. Hit over 300, I believe, the last 2 of the last 3 seasons or so. Aaron Judge will hit below 290 this season. Legit or bullshit?
I don't have to overthink this one. I think it's legit. He's going to hit below. Yeah, I mean, he's only had three years of batting over 300 in his 11-year career. He's 34 years old. Remember, this was around the age when Miggy started dropping off, right?
True. Yep.
I mean, the 300 averages are going down. I mean, the dude, Judge played out of his mind the last, 5-6 years. Mm-hmm. So I think it's very plausible that he's going to hit below 290, which, if he is and the Yankees are still winning, that's a testament to the players they got on that roster, right? I mean, you want Jazz Chisholm to get quality at bats. You want, like you said, Stanton starting out really well, which we know is Fugaze. But you want Spencer Jones coming up and hitting good and some of these guys. So, yeah, I think it's plausible. If he's hitting 290, that means the lump sum's not on his shoulders if there's winning. But we also remember, Steve, Aaron Judge has had he's notorious for slow starts. Yeah, last year was a slow start. Year before that was a slow start. So, but I think this is the year he'll come back down to earth and bat below 290. Not to say he still won't hit 30, 40, 50 home runs.
Right.
But he's going to have a lower average for sure.
Yeah. No, I can definitely see that. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Steve. I'm glad I picked this guy.
So far, lucky son of a bitch, yeah.
But this is such an overreaction.
Oh yeah,
because this is what we do. But every time a new stud Japanese player comes over or Korean player, it's oh my god, the next Ohtani, the next Hideki Nomo, and all these guys.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, remember when they were saying Kenta Maeda was the next Nomo?
Oh yeah,
Darvish and all those guys. It's like okay. But Murakami. who I know Shy Sox fans loving this guy. Right now, I think he leads the majors in home runs right now. He will hit 40-plus home runs this year. Legit or bullshit?
Plus? I'm gonna just I'm gonna go bullshit. Just because, well, like we talked about some of these, Chase Lauder and some of the younger players coming up. Yeah, he's getting good pitches to hit, but eventually they're going to figure out how to get this guy out. It's going to be up to him to adjust on the fly and become better as a hitter. Once that tape is out on him, so it's difficult to hit 30, let alone 40 plus.
Amen to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go bullshit on it. If he hits 40 plus, sign this guy up for MVPs coming soon because that'd be fucking sweet.
Hell yeah, dude.
Bullshit.
I agree. Yep.
We talked about it a little bit in the opening with Tony Vitello, and some of the other teams that aren't off to the hottest starts. I'm just gonna go right for it. At least one manager will be fired before the All-Star break. Legit or bullshit?
Wow. I mean, who could be on the top chopping block here, right? I mean, you got. I'm kind of just looking right now just to see. Get an overall view. I mean, there's really nobody that could be on the chopping block. I mean, Minnesota already pulled off that Band-Aid last year.
Yeah, they did.
Let's do it quick. I'm going to say bullshit.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to say bullshit. I
had
think,
a feeling you'd say that.
I think if Rob Thompson with the Phillies doesn't make the postseason or win a World Series, I think they're going to have to do something. And they've already kind of made sacrificial lambs, right? With certain pitchers. Castellanos was a cast off.
Right.
Boy, I lost what these play of words today. We're feeling it.
Yeah, you are, man. It's like the writer, and he's really coming out today, huh? Yeah.
Holy shit. But I think Thompson could be the next sacrificial lamb. But before All-Star break,
it's tough.
That's tough.
You really shit in the bed.
Bullshit. Marla. See, Marla's pissed off because
Marla's pissed off. She doesn't want to see anyone fired.
Yeah, she doesn't want to, and she's feeling it with her new haircut. She's like, listen.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to go bullshit for now.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. I got you.
Speaking of, I'm going to keep it in the manager realm here for our last legit or bullshit. Steve, San Francisco Giants will fail under manager Tony Vitello this first season, and he will be sacrificed after one season. He'll be sacrificed to the baseball gods. Legit or bullshit?
I'm going to call bullshit on it just because this is Buster Posey's guy. This is the guy that he brought in, thinking outside the box, going with a college manager with no major league experience, bring him up to the big league level. You got to give him time to percolate here a bit, and get used to things. And if Buster Posey fires his guy after 1 year, I think that's a strike against Buster Posey and what he's doing as GM there, president of the Giants. So. Yeah. I'm going to go bullshit on it. I think he'll get more than 1 year.
Yeah. Do you agree that, like, if he did sacrifice him, that Buster Posey, that means, like, that makes Buster Posey look bad? Like, hey, dude.
It does. It totally does. Yeah. It shows he has bad, decision-making skills. Hey, I'm going to bring this guy in. Then if he fails completely after 1 year, I think that's a strike against Buster.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
Well, that's legit or bullshit, bro. Whew. We did it.
Always a fun time, man. Take a deep breath. It was a good time right there.
The first legit or bullshit of this year, but certainly not the last.
No. Buckle up. We're gonna be slinging some more shit in the months to come. So be ready.
Absolutely. But in the meantime, Steve and I had the pleasure of sitting down with a very fun podcaster, Booney, from the House Always Wins podcast network. He used to be in the Locked On A's podcast, but this is a diehard A's fan, right?
Yep.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, we kind of wanted to get a team preview from him. Like, what's it like being an A's fan?
What's it like? Do you cry yourself to sleep at night?
Cry yourself to sleep at night. We've asked him some fun questions. He had really, really good perspective, right, on where the A's fan base is, especially because they have their home in Vegas, even though they're not there yet. So it was really interesting to see. And right now, an 0-4 start, which we talked to him before they started this way.
Yep, we did.
But this guy, he loves the A's. We wanted a little bit more. And Steve and I are kind of doing this. We're talking to really team podcasters about, where their team stands this in 2026. So it was a real fun listen. So let's get into it with Booney from the House Always Wins podcast network. With us today is, something that we've been doing, that we're trying to do, is bring in fans of teams who just kind of give us a preview of what they're kind of like around the beat, right? I mean, to talk about what they have going on with their team, and who better to do it than podcasters, right? So we brought in somebody today, Booney from the House Always Wins Media Network. Booney, you are a new Las Vegas A's fan. Always probably been an Oakland A's fan.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today, man. How you doing?
Thanks for having me on, fellas. I'm doing well. Yourselves?
Yeah, not bad.
Good.
Not bad. So, I mean, you're kind of the first fan that we've done this with, the first person covering a team from the podcast community that we wanted to bring in. And obviously there's been so many kind of up and down with the A's. Like,
jeez,
does Vegas love them? Does Vegas not love them? We know
right.
Oakland didn't want to pay the tab anymore, so they moved on. But I guess before we jump into everything A's, I kind of want to get to know a little bit of your beginnings as an A's fan. If you could walk us through it.
Been a lifelong A's fan. Started liking them in 81, right? So I'm from the peninsula in the Bay Area. If anyone knows the peninsula in the Bay Area, it's Giants territory. All my friends grew up Giants fans, but what drew me to the A's, obviously, growing up in 80-81 was Billy Martin. Reggie Jackson, obviously, was the first star, but at that time was with the Yankees, but known through the three-peat with the A's. And Ricky and the American League and the DH hitting, and as coming up at 6 years old, the A's were a fun brand, the yellow and gold and so forth. And then obviously they started winning in the late 80s once I started getting old enough to watch the games and so forth. And ownership changed in 95, and you started learning about the business side of things, and they started selling off players. Then 2000 came, and the whole Moneyball type deal. Well, Moneyball was kind of a misrepresented thing. They forgot to mention in that whole thing, they had 3 top draft picks, 3 first-round picks. 4. You had Mulder at 2, Zito at 9, Chavez at 10. Top international player was Tejada. Giambi was a second-round pick. Hudson was the SEC Player of the Year. He slipped to the 6th round. They were loaded, and Moneyball kind of got in that whole direction. It was like, hey, we're doing this and that. It's like, hey, you guys are pretty damn good. It's arguably one of the best pitching staffs that's ever been around. And they won, and they won, and they won, and they won. But every 4 or 5 years, they're not extending free agents. They've been talking about moving for 30-something years. Oakland is a tough place to get things done. And no matter what side of the fence you're on with regard to that, they didn't end up getting it done. At the end of the day, I think ownership wanted a way out of Oakland. The city of Oakland left the door open, and they bolted right through. That's kind of a snapshot of what happened. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, but as far as the idea that it was 1,000% on ownership, that's not true. The Raiders were always Oakland's team, and then it was the Warriors, and then the A's were always third fiddle. And when things really changed was in year 2000 when Pac-Bell Park opened right across the bay, just about 10 miles away. They had a World Series contender with arguably the best player ever to live, and Barry Bonds playing in it, and it was an attraction. And all the fans on the teeter, on the border, were going that way. And all of a sudden you have the second best record from 2000 to 2006 in the A's, which a lot of people don't realize, but the 27th in attendance in all of Major League Baseball. And, obviously that gets some attention from ownership and like, hey, what's going on here? And so forth. And the relationship has never been good, and kind of came to a screeching halt, obviously, in the last couple of years.
Are you like an A's fan for life?
Yeah, I'm always going to be an A's fan.
No matter where they move?
I think it's important that I think baseball is important for everybody. For a lot of people, it's just, hey, it's that fandom and rooting for a team, etc. For some other people, it's just a 3-hour break away from the daily grind, that they're just escaping something and following something. So everybody's different with regard to the A's. And I think everybody needs to know the full truth of what happened with the A's and why they actually left, so they could make their own decision on what they do. For me, it was always, hey, was it summer after fun? Was it summer after fun? And was it summer after fun? Yeah. For 11th postseason appearances since 2000, and some of the years they had and who they did it with, was unbelievable. It was, it was comparable to what the Tigers did not last year, but 2 years ago when they snuck into the playoffs. How fun was that? And that's what the A's have been like for the last 20, 25 years. Although the stereotype with regard to the A's is, terrible product, losing organization. No, that's not the case. It's been unbelievable. It's been unbelievable to follow, unbelievable to be a fan of them.
And you got a new generation in here. I'm a big Nick Kurtz fan, Justin Wilson, Lawrence Butler.
Real similar to the 72-74 team in the sense of that team coming over from Kansas City, growing up all together in Kansas City, then going over to Oakland and kind of playing together, right? With a little bit of vibes as far as the Moneyball teams. And what I mean by that is the Moneyball teams were determined and controlled, and their focus was pitching, right? You had 2 top 10 picks in Mulder and Zito, and then you had Hudson. Well, here you got Kurtz, Wilson, you got first rounders in Muncy, in Soderstrom. Langoliers was the number 9 overall pick. He came from the Braves, though. Denzel Clark, 4th rounder out of Northridge. So Lawrence Butler, a 6th rounder. So it's unbelievable what this team has and where it's going. And that's kind of the flip flop. Those teams controlled by pitching, led by pitching. This by hitting. So if anybody's a better out there, I mean, the over-unders on the A's, take them. It might be like 16.5, but it still might be over.
Yeah, everybody's kind of, when you look at, aside from Nick Kurtz came out amazing, right? And then, but I think a big underdog that I've been following for a while, even when he was with the Braves, was Langoliers. Yeah, I mean, I think he's one of the best in that position. I mean, I really do. And it's weird that he's kind of catapulted. I don't know if you would consider him a leader of the clubhouse yet or what, but I mean, they have such a young team.
He's the longest tenure A right now.
It's weird. It's so weird.
That's funny.
Is that trippy? He just had 3 bombs in a spring training game. What was that on Saturday?
Wow.
Yeah, first 3 at bats. So he's having a big spring. I mean, everybody in that lineup is hitting like 400, 450, even the prospects in spring training. The problem is the pitching, like a quality start for the A's pitching right now is like 4 innings, 4 runs. We're like, hey, take it. So the pitching's going to be tough.
Yeah. Who's the ace? Who's your guys' ace that you're looking for?
Severino's going to be the guy, right? We're paying him the $22 million a year. He has an player option for next year. I'm sure he's already signed. But if he looked anything like he has looked in that WBC, I mean, he might be opting out if there is a season next year. Then you got the veteran Jeffrey Springs, who was solid last year in the 2 spot, and Aaron Savale. I mean, I don't know, whatever. He's our 3 guy, and then the 4 and 5 is you got a rookie in Luis Morales, who pitched a little bit last year. And then the 5 guys, Jacob Lopez, who could be a surprise. But the pitching's going to be the challenge, especially playing in Sutter Health Park as well.
Yeah, for sure. We talked about the core there with Butler, Wilson, Kurtz. Are more prospects coming up? You're looking at the staff or, the lineup right now. Are there any like stop gaps or like placeholders right now to, holding down the fort until the next wave comes?
So you got Denzel Clark in center field, and I don't know if you guys remember the guy who literally climbed the fence in Anaheim. He's unbelievable defensively. Arguably, if he could manage to hit 230, he has the potential to be the best defensive player Major League Baseball's ever seen. He is that good, but he has to hit. There's a kid, a high school kid, 22 years old, who's been knocking the cover off the ball in spring training by the name of Henry Bolte. He's on his tail, but obviously you can't replace that type of defense. DeVries, who we got in the Mason Miller trade, was a top prospect, switch hitting, gotten comparisons to, he's 18 years old, to Ketel Marte and Francisco Lindor, switch hitter. Unbelievable. But right now, as far as who we have, there's really no placeholders, I would say, for this year. And what I mean by that is you got Max Muncy, who was a first-round pick out of high school. He's starting to be the guy as well, right? Shortstop, you got Wilson. So he's not going anywhere. The only placeholder, but at the same time, not for this year, is Jeff McNeil, who he obtained from the Mets in a trade. He's getting paid $7 million from the Mets and $10 million from the A's. So he's going to be around this year and to see what he has. Obviously, you have Kurtz at first, Langoliers behind the plate. You got Butler, Denzel, and Soderstrom in the outfield, and of course Rooker in as the DH and in the outfield from time to time. So there's nobody that's really. All the players are young guys. You know what I mean? So next year, yeah, obviously McNeil will be gone and competition's going to heat up, and we'll see what Denzel Clark is. The issue with this team is pitching, and there are a couple youngsters, Gage Jump, who is from LSU, Jamie Arnold, who somehow slipped to number 11 where the A's were last year. A lot of people had him number 1. Crazy. So there are some pitchers down there that could, and when you're talking about placeholders, I could see that a lot in the pitching staff. Jeffrey Springs has a team option for next year. Luis Severino, player option. Savale's on a 1-year deal. We'll see what Luis Morales is and Jacob Lopez is. But on the pitching is where the A's need help.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you look at even their prospect list. I was looking at it a couple weeks ago, and there's really no big power pitcher on that list in terms of their prospects. I mean, where's that 6'5" guy, right? That 6'4" that's just throwing fucking heat. And I don't know if that's something they would establish in the draft. If that's something that, maybe a prospect that we don't know about, somebody that's kind of fallen under the radar. You kind of wonder what's the future of that bullpen going to look like the next 2-3 years down the road.
That's interesting you say that. The thing with the A's and the thing with pitching's expensive, right? I mean, you see what these pitchers are getting paid. It's so much darn money. And the A's are always, and the problem with pitching is that they are the most expensive and they are the highest risk. And what I mean by that is, like, when a position player gets hurt, they're out like 6 to 8 weeks, right? When a pitcher gets hurt, it's like out 1 to 2 years now. You know what I mean? So I think they're doing a good job of trying to develop the pitching from within. They got the number 8 pick in next year's draft. I like Fluky from Coastal Carolina. I like Flora from Santa Barbara. I like Peterson from Florida. I think one of those 3 will slip. Personally, I like Fluky at 8. I think you have to draft pitching because you know what I mean? I think you have to draft pitching. You take advantage of the rules with regard to Major League Baseball, and you got 3 years of pre-arb, 3 years of arbitration, then on they go. But pitching's expensive, man. I mean, Aaron Savale, we paid $7 million for, so he could have a 6 ERA. So
Steve and I talk about that all the time with pitching. That we just can't. I can't justify paying a pitcher $300-400 million like Tarek Skubal. The amount he wants, to me it's
for
you pitch
6
every 5 days.
Yeah.
I just feel like the money's not worth the value.
Once it comes to
the value is.
Once it comes playoff time, though, it's hard. But at the same time, it's like, okay. And the A's did this a couple times in the past when they traded for John Lester. You can't. The problem with trading for aces is not only are you giving up a load, right? But then you have to re-sign the guy to an extension.
Yeah.
You can't just trade him as a rental because then he's just gone and going after. So you're giving up a ton. You're signing him to a huge amount of money, and then you're hoping he stays healthy, and then you're hoping he's the pitcher you thought he was. Jesus.
That's a lot of luck.
It's a lot of, you know what I mean? So there's not many Skeens and Scoobles and Crochets out there, but at the same time, what's their longevity like?
You're right.
How long are they going to be around? How long are they going to be that effective? So that's the question with the A's. And no matter what people think, the A's are going to Vegas and they're doing a better job with extensions and paying people, but the extensions they're offering people are backloaded. And they are only going to spend so much. And the most expensive thing on this to get is pitching. And that's where the A's are going to struggle right now, is where they're struggling with this year's roster is pitching. So we'll see what it is.
I mean, they're coming off 76 wins last year. What are you looking at? This year. You talk about they're gonna have to slug their way to victories.
Jeez.
Do you think
I predicted this? So what I predicted, and I've said this prediction for a while, and this was before spring training. And no matter how much people say, "Hey, spring training doesn't matter," it's still hard not to look at it. I predicted this team to win 93 games as far as a hitting team, just as far as offensively. Pitching wise, I got them at like 76 and 86. So you split the difference. Yeah. I predicted them to be at 84 and 78 for the year, in the hunt for a wild card.
Yeah, it's a tough division. I mean, Seattle's skyrocketing now.
Yeah.
Texas is manageable, but Houston's sneaky, but it's a tough division, man.
Seattle's tough. Everyone's kind of overlooking Seattle a little bit. And remember, the thing with Seattle is they got as far as they did last year. And the big thing with Seattle going into last year was like a dominant pitching staff. And their pitching wasn't very good last year. No. And they still got where they could, So now, if pitching has any type of bounce back with the offense they have, they're a tough team too. That series between Seattle and Detroit was something else. But oh man,
yeah.
But
yeah, that's that game 5, 15 innings. I think it was there.
Yeah.
Speaking of Skubal, I think Skubal pulled himself out of that game there. If that was.
What do you guys think of Skubal in the WBC type deal?
I hated it. I hated that. I don't think that's a team player. I thought, and Steve kind of, he was reading some articles and Steve was saying, well, that was more of like his agent, saying maybe this is what you should do as manager, things like that. But man, at the end of the day, you determine your own path. And I thought, you guys are going for a gold. You got to be a team player. You should be playing the WBC. They could use you right now. And he's not. It just.
The fact that he didn't get it either, he thought it'd be like an all-star game. He's like, I thought it was like an all-star game. You didn't realize just how fierce the competition was. I'm like, dude, are you blind?
Do you think that was his call to pull out or the Tigers' call to pull out? Because in hearing his tone and stuff, it seemed like he wanted to stay and pitch. But I don't know.
I just don't think the Tigers have as much leverage with him anymore because just the contracts they offered him. And I think that was his call. Just because from the interviews I've seen with him, he says as much as he wants to be there. I mean, look what he did for spring training. Didn't he pitch like 6 innings yesterday or the day before? And
he did, huh?
And it's just the way he talks. It seems like he's trying to pitch for the contract, which I get it. I mean, you can't, I can't fault the man for going after his money, but at the same time, it's coming off the heels of what USA did in the Olympics with hockey. I mean, God, this is the moment to strike with baseball, and you just want, and that's the killer instinct I just never seen out of Skubal as a Tigers fan. And like I said, what Steve just said about him pulling himself out in the postseason. I mean, you look at past pitchers, Bob Gibson. I mean, those old school pitchers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at Scherzer. Scherzer was ready to fight his manager in postseason.
Beast. Yeah.
I want a pitcher like that. So I don't know, man. Just I'm kind of lukewarm on Skubal sometimes. Great pitcher, amazing pitcher, but
was that whole arbitration thing a bad feel for the Tiger fan base, or was it kind of like whatever?
Boy,
because that seemed kind of ugly from the outside looking in. Yeah,
I don't know why the Tigers should have just paid it. I don't think they should have fought him. I thought that was a bad look on the Tigers. That's an Illich problem. That's an owner problem for sure.
Yeah, we got a little bit of that.
Yeah, that was tough. But looking at the A's with Mark Kotsay, I wanted to bring him up. Do you think he's the guy to lead this team to that next level? or do you think he's a placeholder himself?
A lot of people look at Kotsay, and there's a lot of criticism from the A's fan base, whatever we have left of it right now, what we're trying to grow.
Yeah.
They're not a big fan of Kotsay, but a lot of that has to do with the success of the team. But what Kotsay does have is he has pedigree. I mean, Kotsay is known as the greatest college baseball player ever to live. And what he did, and he had a good 16, 17-year major league career. He has the respect from his players. He has respect from the clubhouse. He goes about it how he feels he wants to run his team and his organization. And he gets that respect from his team. And a lot of these kids, a lot of these youngsters he's had for a number of years since the A's drafted them out of high school. So they look at him in a certain way. But at the end of the day, though, the expectations need to rise to winning. And they have a team right now where they could compete for a wild card spot. The last 2 seasons, they've been one of the better teams in the second half. But there's a whole different, you guys know this, there's a whole different vibe and feel when you're playing the second half, when you're playing the season out 10, 15 games out of first place and have nothing to do with anything versus being in the race like you were in the first half. It doesn't matter. There's no consequence if you lose. So you will go about things in a different way. And for as much excitement there has been the last 2 seasons in the second half, and last year we saw it. We lost 20 of 21. There's that, I always call it, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think the next 2 years, one of the next 2 years, he has 2 years left on his deal. They need to make the playoffs. Or they need to contend. They have to play games in August and September that are important. And they haven't done that since 2020 during the COVID year. Well, 2021, but that was under Melvin.
Right.
So what do you think? We talked about, they're, kind of a liability at pitching. What do you think the biggest tactical change that they could do to kind of steal wins? Would it be defensive positioning, more aggression on the bases, maybe platooning people at certain places? Just thinking outside the box here.
Yeah, right. The issue is the bullpen's the second deal, and I always said it. We made the Mason Miller trade. Then after the Mason Miller trade, the A's all of a sudden out of nowhere became the best bullpen in baseball. How the hell does that happen? With nobody, So I'm sitting here and I'm like, Tyler Ferguson and Hogan Harris, and it's guys that you question if they are sustainable, but how do you really logically make a change to those guys when they perform so well? They added Scott Barlow from Cincinnati. They added Mark Leiter Jr. from the Yankees. So they truly don't have a closer right now. Is it going to be a bullpen by committee like he kind of did last year in that second half, which was successful? Yeah, maybe, but we'll see how that works out. The pitching is such a question mark. Right now, how the A's are designed and where it goes, it looks like we're going to have to outslug teams. It's going to be, hey, a lot of wins, 11-8, 11-7, and let's hope the games that the bats don't come alive. Pitching can hold up. We get an outing from Severino. Jeffrey Springs looks like that guy. We see that type of deal. So it's one of those baseball weird things, right? Hopefully pitching comes through when the hitters, aren't doing much, and vice versa. And that's the crazy part about baseball is you just hope that pans out. I hope we don't win a lot of 11-0 games, and and when we need the hitting, the pitching falters, and vice versa. So we'll see how it works out, but that's going to be a key. Right now, it looks like it's going to be a team that outslugs everybody, and you hope that Severino from WBC is that guy. Jeffrey Springs that we saw in different outings last year is that guy, so forth. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I have the same questions you guys with regard to too. So does the whole A's fan base are wondering what the hell's going to go on with pitching. Yeah,
I got to get into some fun questions here with the A's. Mount Rushmore. Who's your Mount Rushmore of the A's?
Mount Rushmore of the A's. You got to go You got to go Catfish Hunter. You got to go Reggie Jackson. You got to go Ricky Henderson. And you have to go, because you got to put those, I mean, they won the 3P. I mean, you got to put two of those guys on, best hitter and best pitcher. And then the fourth guy, Ricky Henderson's obviously on it. And then the fourth guy out of that list, geez, that's a tough one. God, because there just haven't been around that many times, right? I would have to go on the fourth guy on that list who was so darn dominant during his time. I think the best reliever ever was Dennis Eckersley. And during that run in the late, I mean, the guy won a Cy Young and had MVP votes. He won a Cy Young as a reliever, which was ridiculous. I think 1 year he had an ERA in the low ones. He was so good for so long as the closer for that A's. I mean, a lot of people can go back and forth with that argument. You could say Dave Stewart easily in that situation, who just kind of had that persona of that A's look. I want to pick somebody off those Moneyball teams like a Jason Giambi. But when you look back at Jason Giambi, do you think of him as a Yankee or do you think of him as an A? And that's what's tough about picking anybody from 2000 on to be on that Mount Rushmore team. And same thing with McGwire, right? I look at McGwire and I think Cardinals because of what he did with the Cardinals and breaking the record and so forth. So when I want my Mount Rushmore for my team, I want to look back and say, hey, I remember them as an athletic. So yeah, Catfish Hunter, Reggie Jackson, Ricky Henderson, and Dennis Eckersley. Book it. I'm going to stick with that.
Not were you thinking Vita Blue maybe in there?
I was.
You're trying. Okay, I was wondering. I was like, I was wondering if he's going to go Vita on that.
I was thinking Vita Blue was right there. It was between Vita and Catfish. I wanted to just to go two guys from that era, and Vita Blue was dominant in 72. He had a hell of a year, but more dominant before that. And I wanted to just to get the dominant guys in the World Series year, so he was close. Raleigh too. You think of him as an A too, but it just it's a tough one, guys.
Where do you stand on Canseco? Does A's fans love him or do they hate him?
They like Canseco. Canseco and the old Bash brothers. I mean, got the poster in the background where McGwire and Canseco are probably just juiced out of their minds taking that photo. You know what I mean? So, Canseco, the problem with those late 80s teams is when you think of those late 80s teams, sure, you think of Canseco, you think of the Bash brothers and so forth, but jeez, I mean, 88 losing to the Dodgers, right? They got the one in 89, which was a little bit overshadowed just because of the 11-day break of the earthquake in San Francisco. And then you have the team in 90 that were the biggest favorites in World Series history against the Reds. I don't know if you guys knew that. And they lost. They got swept by the Reds in 1990. Jose Rijo and Billy Hatcher just stuck it to us. And then, 91, we made another playoff appearance and got beat by the Blue Jays. And before you knew it, the dynasty was over. But in most of those series, Canseco, 1 for 22, 2, you know what I mean? So when I think back at Canseco, I think of, okay, he was the face of those teams, but at the same time, and he seemed so fast just to get out of there and get to Texas. And yeah, as far as how A's fans think of him, they like him. He was a Bash brother. He brought a lot of dynamics to the franchise and identity to it during that time. But yeah, he wouldn't even, I don't know if he would crack my top 10. Yeah. First 40-40 guy, that was kind of cool. First 40-40 guy, that was kind of cool.
That's true.
Ricky, hey, I still watch the old games, and he gets walked, and you still get jittery butterflies in my just knowing he's going to go in the anticipation. I tell you, one old Tiger that used to own Ricky as far as stealing was Lance Parrish. Lance Parrish and Bob Boone owned him. I mean, it brought tears to my eyes when I was a young kid. But Ricky was always my favorite. There's no question. Stewart's up there. Eckersley's up there, obviously. Giambi was one of my favorites, too. how he got robbed out of that 2000 MVP from Ichiro was crazy. And yeah, if I was to pick a few favorites, for sure, those guys. And this team has a lot of that identity too, though.
It's one thing I always say about the A's, like I say about the Pirates. Where they don't spend, they are amazing at draft. I love their drafting strategies, and I love their development. They know how to develop players. It's just keeping them. That's the hard part with these teams. It's just being able to keep them, but they're in there all the time. Development is key with these teams.
That's what's fun too about about MLB and the A's. The A's actually got me to start watching college baseball and the draft, because baseball's not like any other sport. And football and basketball, the draft is so darn celebrated, right?
Right.
And MLB, it's like, who do we get? And once you start paying attention to it, it's quite fascinating, and it's pretty darn cool on how they're structuring their roster, and you could see why they were so darn successful. And yeah, they've been unbelievable at developing, but also at the same time, players are getting an opportunity sooner than they would with other organizations, just because of so it depends on how you look at it. I get fans want to keep the free agents and the players and signing a long term. So did I. But at the same time, it's like, I've never seen the owner's name in the lineup card and so forth. So I'm going to pay a lot less attention to what they're spending, rather than, hey, who's on the roster this year? Who am I going to root for? Let's get after it and see what they can do.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we go, I kind of want to give you the opportunity to talk about your podcast a little bit. And we know what it's about, but kind of talk about kind of the little history of it and where you go from here.
Sure. It is called the House Always Wins Media Network. It is not just one podcast, it's several podcasts under one basic umbrella. And basically where it came from is, previous to starting this, I only started about 3 weeks ago, I was the host of Locked On A's for a little over a year. And when you really look at the A's franchise and what it's been through, it's almost like a case study, right? There's so many things going on with regard to this politics of the city of Oakland, the ownership groups it had, the move to Las Vegas, the new stadium being built, the half-truths that have been being told by just about everybody with regard to the franchise. It was doing the Locked On type of deal was tough, just because for a 10-minute segment, I'm talking about the bullpen and the starting lineup. The next 10 minutes, I'm ranting about stadium politics and stadium financing. So what this media network basically allows you to do is it gives a lane and it gives a show every avenue it deserves. We have 7 different hosts. For example, we have 2 former college baseball players that are engineers now, that are doing a show on the Athletics and the A's based solely on analytics. We have a former college baseball coach who is doing a show on the A's based on coaching perspective and diving in some numbers as well. Another show is called The Habit Hunter, where he's looking for certain trends, but all of it's based on the A's, because when you really look at the A's, who's covering the A's? I mean, you have its, you know what I mean? You have its main broadcast that is network covered. But what's great about network is, hey, they have access we could never get, but they're also guardrailed on what they can say.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people want to talk A's, and a lot of people want to talk baseball. So this gives them the opportunity to do it. But starting a podcast or anything that is on your own is tough. So what we're doing is like, hey, who wants to start one? What do you want to talk about with regard to the A's? Let's talk about it. We're all under one roof, one house. Everybody wins, and we kind of grow it together. The other thing we're also doing is called StatCast the Past. So we have, for example, put the 1972 World Series game, but we use modern graphics and modern stats. So, for example, 1972 Reggie Jackson was like 2025 Cal Raleigh. That sort of thing. So we use that type of comparisons and kind of showing and teaching the analytics about it. So 7 different shows under one roof. That's everything we're doing right now. And you can find us on YouTube at Las Vegas A's Pod. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. Hey, we're a week away from from tipping it off, and can't wait for baseball to finally get underway, rather than me staring at MLB Game Day and watching pitches come in and
Right. Yeah.
Hey, what's the exit velo on this guy? Oh, he's in,
Yeah. Well, Booney, thanks for joining us, man. Everybody, make sure to jump on over to the House Always Wins Media Network. Check them out. And we got to have you back on when the A's are rolling, man.
I think after this 0-4 start, should we do like a wellness check on Booney right now just to see how he's doing?
You find out he canceled this fucking podcast. Or he goes straight nuclear and he's just like, the A's suck podcast.
Do you ever, I don't know if you, speaking of the lockdown where Booney was before, if you ever watched those Locked On Pistons podcasts with like Kuka Hill, which is a great guy, but when the Pistons were really bad, I always just wanted to do wellness checks on Kuka Hill because it looked like he was just ready to shoot himself after some of those stretches, like that 20-something game losing streak the Pistons had, and him having to do that podcast every night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
they lost again.
The people who do those team podcasts, that's tough. That's fucking tough. I mean, I got to hand it to them. I mean, we're talking in a week or two, we talked to Chirizi E from the 108 podcast. And I mean, it's tough when you have a bottom feeder team.
Yeah.
It's just, how do you keep it? How do you keep it going? It's just like, I mean, you're going to look like, what the hell's his name from Major League? Harry.
Harry Doyle.
Harry Doyle, fucking drinking.
Yeah, or swearing on. You're not supposed to say shit. Hey, who the hell cares?
Yeah. Well,
hit, one goddamn hit,
and he gives some life with the Indian. Shit.
Shit. Can't say shit on the air. I'll shut up. Who the hell cares? Anyway, I'm looking forward to doing more of these interviews, and but with that, shall we head on over to the Fantasy Factory?
Let's do it. Well, let's see if you have a little bit better outcome here with starters said. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's cue the music.
All right, Steve. Who are we starting this week? Joe Adell or Cedric Mullins?
Joe Adell.
Jimenez or Colt Keith in the infield?
Jimenez.
Luis Ariz or Marcus Semien?
Luis Ariz.
Tatis, who we just talked about, or Chase DeLauder?
Chase DeLauder.
Going with the hot hand.
Yep.
Okamoto or Alec Baum, who's suing his parents, third base.
God.
Did you see that? It's so weird.
Wait, what happened?
Alec Baum's suing his parents. I guess they had a real Bernie.
Oh yeah, dude, I did see that. Jeez, I hadn't read much into it, but I saw the headline. I was
wild.
His parents. Yeah, that's crazy.
I guess his parents just stole millions from him. Poor.
Oh my God. Okay, Gary Coleman. Jesus.
So we going with the Baum suer, or are we going with Okamoto?
You know what? I'm gonna avoid that bomb right there. Give me Okamoto.
Smart move. Yeah. Matt Olson or Josh Naylor, first base?
Matt Olson.
Josh Naylor again, or Torkelson, first base?
Torkelson. Torque bomb, more like a torque sparkle. Give me Josh Naylor. Yeah.
Paul Goldschmidt or Jack Caglione?
Goldschmidt.
O'Neal Cruz, who's still trying to figure it out in the outfield for the last 2 years.
Jeez.
Or Willie Adames?
Willie Adames.
Brent Rooker or Stephen Kwan, outfield?
Stephen Kwan.
Gunnar Henderson or Francisco Lindor, shortstop?
Lindor.
Nolan Arenado or Alex Bregman, third base?
Bregman.
Colt Keith again or Jose Ramirez, third base?
J-Ram.
I'm going to be a homer here and do the Tigers again. Kevin McGonigal or Bo Bichette, infield?
McGonigal.
Ellie De La Cruz or Tovar from the Rockies?
De La Cruz.
Nick Kurtz or Rafael Devers, first base?
Nick Kurtz blows. I like Devers.
The big Amish is having a tough go at it.
Mm-hmm.
Mookie Betts or Corey Seager? Short.
Betts.
Jarren Duran or Murakami?
Murakami.
Teoscar Hernandez or Michael Harris II?
Michael Harris II.
Jonah Heim with his hot wife, even though he's a gump-looking dude. Or Patrick Bailey, catcher.
Oof. Patrick Bailey.
She's in it for the money. What do we got for waiver wire?
Dude, you've seen all those women there, you know.
I know.
Especially when they start dating after they've gotten the big leagues. Like, I can understand the ones like your college sweethearts there,
Yes.
like Torkelson and Chris Bryant and Harper and all that stuff. You know those people are in it actually for love because they were, been with those guys usually
From the
since high school
beginning.
or college. But those ones that you see where, they just met after he got his big contract, they're in it for the money.
Yeah. She's poking holes in the condom.
Anyway, yeah, pretty transparent there. But I digress. Here's 3 players I'm looking at this week. This is our first edition of the waiver wire for this season. 3 players looking at potentially picking up, in your fantasy league. First is Lucas Airseg for Kansas City. Great last name. Probably butchered it, but he's up 24% in Yahoo leagues. He notched a save on Sunday and could be a potential closer material for Kansas City going forward. Second is Emerson Hancock, up 22% in Yahoo leagues. Kind of a fill-in role here for a spot in the rotation. Could potentially stick around, though. Pitched 6 innings of shutout baseball with 9 Ks and got the win last week. And then third is Owen Cassie of the Miami Marlins. He's up 8% in Yahoo leagues. He hit 500 last week with 1 home run and 4 RBIs.
Nice.
So that's this week on the waiver wire.
Love it.
Yeah. Well, with that, shall we head on over to Collection Corner?
Let's do it.
All right. Yeah. Ready to ride the next big hobby wave? Market Movers puts the entire sport card and TCG market right in your hands. With pricing on over 7 million cards powered by real sales data from every major marketplace, including eBay, Fanatics Collect, Golden, Heritage, and more. Track your collection on mobile or desktop and instantly see value and P&L by sport, year, player, set, or grade. Compare any cards side by side, monitor live price swings to spot trends early, uncover underpriced deals, and set custom alerts so you never miss a move. With Market Movers, you turn market data into smarter buys, bigger profits, and a stronger collection. Sign up today and try it risk-free for 14 days and get 20% off for life with promo code GONE20 at marketmoversapp.com. And a special bonus. In April, we're giving away a hobby box of 2025 Topps Stadium Club. To enter, sign up using promo code GONE20. We'll compile entries from the end of February through the beginning of April and announce the winner during our April Hobby Huddle segment. Market Movers. Make every card count.
This week, Steve, I have one that you'll probably get, but I'm going to have to dance around it, because you'll pretty much get it right away. Well, maybe, but we'll see.
So I feel with mine.
Okay, my pick, Market Movers pick of the week. This guy's a 5-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion with 2 different teams.
Ooh.
I can't remember if he won one with this team or not. I'm looking real quick. Yep, 2 different teams. An NL MVP in 1979, which I don't think that will give it away. Maybe. 11-time Gold Glove Award winner. He's more glove than bat, but definitely had a good career with the bat. 2-time Silver Slug Award winner. He's retired. His number is retired by the Mets. He's also retired with the St. Louis Cardinals, and he's a Met Hall of Famer as well. This guy has done some acting roles. He was really big in the 80s and 90s, especially 90s television. And then he got in broadcasting. I think he's still trying to rock the flat top, but it's getting a little thin on the roof there.
Totally.
So he's kind of going more with the slick back approach. Mr. Mustache himself. Steve, do you know who I'm talking about?
I do, man. After you had mentioned that he was Cardinals and Mets, I was like, it's got to be the mustache ride himself, Keith Hernandez.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cocaine himself, Keith Hernandez. All right, cool.
Which is weird because he's always looked like a dad his entire life.
Right.
So the fact that you're that'd be like someone being like, "Hey, did you know Matt Boyd does heroin?" You're like, "What? No way!
Right? No way, dude!
No way!" Keith Hernandez did the fucking did the white stuff. I was shocked.
Geez, yeah, dude. He's doing the devil's dandruff himself, right?
Yeah, man.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, so I picked a rather new card I just grabbed. The 2025 Topps Black and White. Fucking love those cards. I'm obsessed with them. That's my new obsession with them. Number 120. So if it's graded gem mint, it could go anywhere between $80 and $100, but just the regular base itself goes between $5 and $9 on average. But it's it's kind of, it's a new card. So the Topps Black and Whites are huge. So obviously those are huge. And he's in his Cardinals uniform in that one.
Oh,
so.
dope. Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Well, mine, I think if I just said his nickname, you'd probably be able to get it. Looking on Market Movers, myself here for my Market Movers card for the week. This guy was selected by the Seattle Mariners in the 3rd round with the 90th overall pick of the 2018 MLB draft. His struggles a little bit at he was drafted out of Florida State. Kind of his struggles in his second year at Florida State kind of lowered his draft stock, but still received a nice little hefty $854,000 signing bonus.
Okay.
Basically worked around, took his time around the minors from 2018 to 2021, where he made his debut and was promoted to the major leagues for the first time in 2021. 2022, he continued to struggle making contact. He started off the season really with a .083 average, striking out in 32% of his plate appearances in his first 9 games. And then he was optioned back to the minors. Then he came back up, and batted like shit again. But finally, his bat blossomed and he, rounded out and, hit 228 for the rest of the year, 24 home runs, and then 2023, doing his thing. 2024, he was a Platinum Glove award winner. 2025, let's just say he, was his big year. He agreed to a 6-year, $105 million contract, and then he took a massive dump in a good way all over the league there. He was June Player of the Month. Obviously, had the 60 homer season, All-Star that season, MLB first team, Gold Glove in 2024, Silver Slugger in 2025, Home Run Leader in 2025, RBI Leader in 2025. Nickname is the Big Dumper.
Wow, you're really giving me you're spoon feeding me.
I'm spoon feeding it, just trying to stick it in there right there. Mike, who are we going with?
You had me beat up until obviously the contract itself, but I had no idea Cal Raleigh was from Florida State. No way.
Dude. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, and it is Cal Raleigh. Yep.
I'm interested to see how he turned his game around because I remember when he came up, I thought he wasn't that great. I was like, this guy is fucking.
Well, yeah, I mean, like 2020, like I said, that drought, he played like dog shit the first part of that, that 2022 season where he got optioned again and then came back up and played like dog shit again and then just got out of the slump. Something, kind of clicked and, near the end of that 2022 season. But on Market Movers, the card I went with is a card, like I said, in future videos coming up soon in the next week or so, we're going to have me and my daughter opening our Topps Easter Egg 2026. And from that, I pulled a 2026 Topps Easter Foil Cal Raleigh, going for about $2 right now on Market Movers. So it's, it's doing pretty well. Let's see if he'll continue to improve. I guess, like any card, it'll improve with how he plays. So we'll hopefully he continues to, feed off of that last season and continues that upward trajectory.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have already, I have said, I was pretty vocal that I don't think he's going to have the same season he had last year.
Yep.
I mean, he's a low average hitter. I mean, he's going to, at best, he can be Kyle Schwarber, right?
Yep,
But that's about as best as he's going to be. Which is damn good as a fucking catcher.
Yeah.
I mean, let's put it that way.
For sure. Yep.
So.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Well, with that, shall we get the candles out and celebrate a birthday?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, looking online for this guy, one of my favorite cards for him obviously would be his rookie card from 1965, number 461, where he had to share the card with a pitcher by the name of Clay Carroll. But we're not celebrating Clay Carroll's birthday today. We're celebrating Phil Niekro's birthday. So it's a happy heavenly birthday to Braves great and Hall of Famer Phil Niekro, born on April the 1st of 1939. He compiled 318 wins in his career with a 3.35 ERA and 3,342 strikeouts. Spent a majority of his career there with the Milwaukee/Atlanta Braves from 1964 to 1983. Then he bounced around a little bit, went to New York for a couple of seasons, then over to Cleveland for a couple of seasons, then over to Toronto, and then back in 1987 to close things out with the Atlanta Braves. He's a 5-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove Award winner, Roberto Clemente Award winner in 1980, 2-time NL wins leader, MLB ERA leader in 1967, NL strikeout leader in 1977. He pitched a no-hitter on August the 5th, which happens to be my daughter's birthday, but this was the year 1973. His Braves number 35 number is retired, and he's part of the Braves Hall of Fame. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1997 on his 5th ballot. A little trivia on Niekro is as of 2023, Niekro holds the major league record with 121 career victories after the age of 40. So it's really cool that over a third of his victories were after he turned 40. It's kind of dope. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the, not many players play, 3 decades? I think there's only 20 or 30 something major leaguers to play 4 decades. I mean, you figure this guy, he played, I'm looking at it right now, 64 to 87. Dude, America did a lot of changes back then, man. He's seen some shit. I mean, I was always amazed at Ted Williams. He played 4 decades. I mean, he started in 39, ended in 1960. 2 different Americas from when he started.
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty. I mean, Nolan Ryan started in what, mid 60s, late 60s?
Mid 60s. Yep.
Then he pitched till the early 90s. That's incredible. Just the time, you know?
Yeah. So definitely saw a lot of stuff. So happy heavenly birthday to Phil Niekro.
Happy birthday, you old son of a bitch.
R.I.P.
R.I.P., buddy. R.I.P.
Yes. Whew,
that's a fucking show.
A good show, man. Jam-packed show there.
Very jam-packed. I mean, we're going to have that with some of them. I mean, with these interviews. Got some good interviews coming up pretty soon as well. We heard, it's going to be, jam-packed season. This is what it's about, gentlemen.
Yep. We are in it. We're knuckles deep into the season.
Yep.
We'll keep this going. I'm sure the standings will look a lot different when we meet again to chat with you all next week. So
gonna be a lot to talk about. The then and now is over, so we're gonna do the Forgotten series coming pretty soon. A lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff coming underway. But in the meantime, guys, have a great week. And make sure to go on our YouTube channel. We a lot of our listeners and watchers come from the Underdog Podcast Network. Thank you very much. Saw the numbers recently. Holy shit. Thank you very much. But on the flip side, want to see more push, obviously, to our other YouTube channel that Steve and I are trying to grow as well. It very much helps. And the ones that I have been watching, thank you very much. But we have the Long Gone the podcast, right? Is on the
that's our YouTube.
On our YouTube. So.
Yeah, and from there, it has a link to all of our other socials. So, give us a like and subscribe on there. We post a lot of other stuff besides the podcast on there. So, just, product breaks. I think we still want to do a live watch where we shoot the shit and watch a baseball game and get some stuff in there, maybe with MLB The Show. And, just a lot of other content. So,
if we ever do the watch, we'll maybe ask fans a poll at, what game would you want to watch? Or, what I mean? We'll pick a couple throughout the year or something.
I like it. Yeah. Should be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. But in the meantime, guys, have a great week, and we will catch you guys all next week.
Deuces.